What cheer, y'all? We'll continue on with our Derby contender profiles, taking a look now at Tappan Street. He is a lightly raced horse. He's only got 3 starts for Brad Cox, and really is kind of redeeming Brad Cox this year because most of his Derby runners have not really panned out terribly well. Got Luis Saez in the irons, and I think that's a great jockey to have. He will get the most out of him for sure. Now, the one thing you can say is, okay, well, the Holy Bull, maybe he moved a little early, but it also is him feeling out the horse, and I think he might have been overreacting a little bit to the pace scenario. Gulfstream being a speed favoring track, it could be something to that degree, but certainly righted the ship in the Florida Derby, and I'm not concerned about Luis Saez in the slightest. And this horse, it's just his 4th start is really the issue more than anything else. But this one looks pretty good. Taking a look at the pedigree, I know there are some concerns about it. And I can understand it. Distorted humor underneath. He was more like a 1.125. But let's also remember, he did sire Funnyside, who won the Derby. And Virginia Key was a nice horse. And looking down through the pedigree, go to the second dam, Our Christie, and she's a really, she may end up being a Ren de Course because, or if they still kept track of it, because she sired a number of black type winners, including Pyrenees. And the one thing we know about Pyrenees is that he can run all day. So that certainly lends to thinking Tappan Street will be all right at the distance. Go back to the third dam, the Hess Express, and you get Bulls Bay, who won the Whitney. So I think there's enough 2-turn pedigree in here. You look at the dosage index; it's 3. Again, don't take that much credence to that. Looking down at the conduit mare profile, you do see 7 solid and 4 professional. So there are stamina influences in here, although it is geared a little towards speed, 14 to 11. But again, look at those triads, and you see that middle number 22. That's the intermediate, classic, and solid influences. So there's plenty. I think there's enough stamina in here, and I think Tappan Street's going to get the 1.25 mile. Particularly, you look at the Florida Derby, and Sovereignty was getting to him in the stretch a little bit, but Sovereignty's a pretty damn good horse, and I think Tappan Street is. I think he's going to get the distance. I'm not have a hair of a concern about it, but not a whole lot. Looking at the past performances here, and you do see the average winning distances for Into Mischief. A lot of people get concerned about that, but he does have 2 Derby winners, and they do breed stamina to him. A little bit of a concern, but again, I think his pedigree. You see the average winning distance for the dam is 7.1. Like to see it a little bit higher, but again, I think there's enough influences there. I think he's gonna be okay. Look at what he's doing. 3 starts, the perfect progression again. 19 in a 113 race rating, 120 class rating, and a 116 graded stakes, and then takes a little time off, runs a 122 class rating in a 117 stakes race. Perfect progression. What's the one issue? Well, he only got a 95 as opposed to the 99 he got in the Holy Bull, but he also ran a more professional race, and he was coming off the bench. And I think this is that training pattern that a lot of the trainers are doing. You get one stake into him, take a little time, or not tune him up all the way in the second one, and then the third one, gear him up a little bit more. So I think he's coming into the Derby in prime condition. Certainly not going to second guess Brad Cox. I do like the fact that Brad Cox's Derby runners in the past, like Angel of Empire or Catching Freedom, they've all been coming from pretty far back. I don't think you're going to have that with Tappan Street. I think he should be sitting chilly, where behind the pace setters, and tactically, I think that may give him a big advantage. That if he's good enough, he could take it down. So we'll take a look at our first take here, and the positives are tactical speed. I like the fact that he's going to be sitting behind the pace setters. He'll be more forwardly placed than the other prime contenders. And I think he can get himself to a good position. Luis Saez should be able to do that. Again, progression is excellent. Fourth start, it should be another big one. I don't see any reason it won't be, and he's peaking at the right time. So there's a lot of positives from that perspective, and just a horse who I don't think they've hit the bottom of yet. And he'll need a peak effort to win the Derby, but who's to say he can't do it? The negatives, top end is a little light when you compare him to Journalism or Sovereignty or even Rodriguez. He'll need to get faster, but he looks like he's progressing towards that. The distance, again, it's a little bit of a concern. More than anything else for me, it's the fact that it's his fourth start. But you know, there are a lot of horses in this race who the distance is a question mark. So if you take it from that perspective, then I think he's still, you can't take too much away from him in that regard. And again, having the running style that he does, being in that more forward position, is really going to, I think he should be in excellent shape. If he provided the post and everything else works out, he should be all right. And too much too soon, that, you know, fourth start. I mean, let's face it, you know, Justify did it, okay, but we don't know if Tappan Street is Justify yet. He's a really nice horse. He's just, it's almost one of those things, he's kind of born at the wrong year because he's got a couple of buzzsaws he's going to have to overcome. But again, who's to say he can't take a step forward, and a lot of things can happen in the Derby. So if you like Tappan Street, and I do, I think you've got a lot of positives, a lot of things to look forward to coming the first Saturday in May. We'll continue on with our Derby profiles as we've been doing, and I hope this helps you with your own assessment of Tappan Street moving towards the Derby. And certainly if you do like content like this, please like and subscribe. And again, thanks so much to those of you who have grown our community and our stalwarts who I'm starting to hear back from. I haven't heard from some of you in a while. John, nice to hear from you again. And keep the comments coming. Loving that. So we're going to continue on with our contender profiles, and then we'll get into our elements of handicapping, form, class, speed, and pace. So be on the lookout for all of that. We'll try to get that all together for the Oaks as well, time permitting. And so a lot of content on the way. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon. And until then, be well.